The new nickname on the
At
bottom.
first-
Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead
I thought
Nation,
she was ducking the smoke.
welcome to the Fighters Rep podcast, episode 82. I'm your host, the Fighters Rep Fez, who's Mr. Right sometimes, but my luck ran out against my not so unlucky colleague in the 305, Mr. Ignorant Behavior. Gary, how are you on this delightful Monday evening, son?
Now you remember. I'll get into that later. I'm good, man. I'm good.
I see you licking your chops, yeah. I see you licking your chops.
Just with yourself and everything.
Just say it, champ. Just say it. I see you licking your chops. Just say it.
We'll get into that. I mean, it got a little cold weather in Miami and stuff, so we can talk about that first.
So we gotta warm you up. We gotta warm you up first.
Yeah, you gotta warm me up.
Remember last week? Remember last week I was asking you if it was cold, and look what happened.
I think you jinxed me.
I did, and I think I jinxed myself with this pick on Saturday. But yeah, what is it, like 40 degrees out there right now, or what's going on?
Well, right now I don't know the degrees. Now I know this morning I woke up, it was 34.
God,
you know, us Miami folks, we can't deal with that.
Was it snowing out there or what?
Nah. Well, Mom said she had ice on her windshield in the morning. I didn't, so
that's wild.
You know, we don't know what to do when that happens. We like, what the fuck is this?
That's wild. And all the zombie iguanas fall out the trees.
Oh yeah. They frozen. They good. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, for all the people that don't know, the iguanas, I guess, are like actually an invasive species to Miami. So when it actually once in a while goes under a certain temperature, they all just freeze up and they go into hibernation mode. And then the sun comes out, they're like, you know, they go back to it. So I always thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. They fall out of trees.
Yeah. So, Gary, we had some absolutely brilliant fights this weekend, man. I mean, it wasn't just the big one, right? The entree was Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, but we had a lot of delicious appetizers. Gary, it was like we were at the Golden Corral for boxing, big dog. We had Keyshawn Davis versus forget the guy's name now. Who was it that Keyshawn? Jermaine Ortiz. And we had Shushu Carrington take on, I believe it's Carlos Castro was his name.
Yeah.
And then we had Josh Kelly, who put up the performance of his life against Bakram Murtazaliev for the junior middleweight title out in England. And then I don't know if you caught Xander Zayas in Puerto Rico, Gary, fighting Abbas Barau, also defended his title. He's another guy at 154 pounds with a title. That's a busy, beautiful weight division. But let's get into it, man. First and foremost, listen, I know May is probably walking around out there. You're distracted. Try to focus on one thing, big dog, on the big entree. You know, I know you love.
I'm not distracted at all. I'm not distracted at all. I'm just waiting. I'm trying to let you eat all the appetizers. You know how you go to dinner and somebody's just picking out the appetizers, and I'm like, I'll get a wing here. I'll get, you know, a little cheese stick, but I don't want to be too full for my entree. So go ahead.
I get you. You got me. So listen, before I go into Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, I did want to couch it by saying I knew Keyshawn Davis was going to win, and I figured Shushu Carrington would win. But boy, oh boy, did I get that Teofimo versus Shakur Stevenson prediction wrong. And I'll say this, Gary. I initially picked Shakur, but I don't know. I let the hype machine get to me. I made the mistake that me and you have made a couple times on this channel where we know a guy's more skilled, but we say, you know what? Maybe the other guy can make the magic happen tonight. You know, and I went to pull the rabbit out the hat, and instead of a rabbit, a piece of shit came out, and I got nothing. I got an iguana come out the hat.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you know what it is? It's the allure of just picking the upset. You got drunk. You got drunk with that power. You got drunk with the power of picking the upset. We all been there before, where we you know, we go ahead, let you do. We're we get drunk with power, and we want to just to be the one to say, "I told you," when nobody else said it, and
That's
never thinking
right.
for a second it's the reason why nobody else said it.
That's right.
That was
That's
me and
right.
Errol Spence and Bud, and this is yours. And this is
Yeah.
yours. But
Yeah.
it's like you can't walk away from the table. You know, you're up.
No, no,
Walk away
I'll
from the
accept
table.
it.
Don't let the house win. But George,
But Gary, you have to admit, okay, let's get into it. You have to admit, or maybe you don't. I just felt like Teofimo really performed. It's credit to Shakur, no doubt, but Teofimo really did not do much to. It's like there was no game plan B, game plan C. It was just, I'm gonna stick to this and see what happens, and then nothing happened, and okay, I'm just gonna stick to this.
oh,
I expected more adjustment. I expected more athleticism, and I expected him to roll the dice a bit more. You know what I mean? He didn't go for broke at any point. I mean, the only time I saw him change up the way he fought was in the 7th round, which I would argue is probably one of the only rounds he probably won. When he started going to the body, he started going to the body a lot. And I was like, oh, this is an interesting strategy. He's employed it a little bit late. It's already the 7th round, but it's an interesting strategy. And he kept it up for a couple rounds, and then Shakur kind of adjusted to it maybe in the following couple rounds. I mean, he was able to adjust to it pretty fast. But the guy didn't go for broke, Gary. He didn't fight the way I expected, and I don't know, was that him not being ready? Was that Shakur just being too good? Was it a combination? Well, what did you think of the performance?
I thought. I mean, he looked like Tio to me. I didn't look. It didn't look like. To me, it didn't look like. Oh, this is a different version of Tio, that he was off tonight and he just had a bad performance and things of that nature. I think he underestimated how good Shakur's defense was. He didn't realize it was going to be that hard to hit him.
Yeah.
And it happened early too. It happened within the first few rounds. You start seeing like, whoa, he's getting his ass whooped right now.
It never did it. It never did it happen. Forget it happened early. It never did it. It never stopped happening.
It was like he was getting blitzed by that jab. And like I told you before, and this is what I'm going to get in some of my I told you so's. He's not that much more athletic than Shakur. Foot speed, I'll give him foot speed. He definitely has the foot speed, like the explosiveness with the feet, like jumping across the ring and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But Shakur has the hand speed, and it showed. His hand speed, and I said that before, I think Shakur hands may be a little bit faster. In the exchanges, Shakur was beating him to the punch.
I just think it was technique and reflex. I mean, Shakur could have been 30% less athletic than he was on the night, right?
Yeah.
I think he still would have. I think he's just superior. He's a superior boxer in every way, is what he showed.
And I agree with Shakur. Shakur, when he tweeted, I think it was today, he was like, if he could have done something different, he would have done something different. He couldn't do something different.
Yeah.
And he almost like he was defeated. And that's what it kind of looked like looking at Tio. He couldn't figure out in his head, like, oh shit, I can't hit this guy. What can I do? Everything I come up in my head with, he has a step two. He's ahead of it. And the thing about Shakur is he's so good at judging distance. He's so good at when you come forward, he knows how to move back and move out the way to the side, turn you just enough that he's out of reach. And he gives you a false sense of security, because like this fight, he was on the front foot a lot. Sometimes he stood in the pocket and you get a false sense of security, like, oh, he's there to be hit, but he's really not. And that's the same thing that Mayweather used to do. And I hate to bring up Mayweather because I don't want to compare him, because I do feel like they're different fighters. But some of the things he took, I feel like some of the things he took from the people he's around, the people he talks to, the people he studied under. And I said it last time we talked about the crew he hangs out with. When you getting advice from Bud Crawford, you're getting advice from Andre Ward, the dude has never even lost a fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
None of them
Bud Crawford
have.
never. And well, I mean, didn't Andre Ward never even lost in the amateurs, did he? I don't believe so.
Yeah, I mean, I think he
ever
lost when he was like
in the
12.
amateurs.
So I would imagine that's still amateur. I mean, he lost when he was like a kid, but I don't know. They've never lost as pros.
Okay,
I
maybe
think that's,
12,
I
but
think everybody.
I remember watching him and them. I remember watching him and them saying that, and him saying that he never lost. So, and
Yeah,
he's like a
yeah,
prodigy. I know that. My cousin is over Cali. He's in the boxing circle, and so he was
yeah,
like a prodigy coming up, Andre Ward. So you got Bud Crawford, you got Andre Ward is like a prodigy, and you got that was undefeated also. You got Clarissa Shields, she's undefeated, she's dominating women boxing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then you got
Floyd
Keyshawn
Mayweather.
Davis, you got Floyd Mayweather, you got Keyshawn Davis, and I said that last time, and it was, and I heard another. I heard who I'm trying to think of. It was it Andre Durrell or something? No, I think it was maybe it was him. They mentioned the same thing, that you got to look who he has around him, who he has following him and coaching him up versus Tio, who's dead in the corner, who people like, I had a tiger. What happened to the fast hands? You're going to hate yourself tomorrow.
Yeah.
And things of that nature. And a lot of people felt like.
Well, I was saying, by the way, shout out to Michael White, a.k.a. Mikey Spice, in the building. He says Bob Arum calls him the left-handed Mayweather. Man, that is a scary thing to be compared to or to be seen as. And you were talking about, Gary, last week, you were talking about him having defense comparable to Mayweather's, and I was like, well, pump the brakes a little bit, Gary. Like, we don't want to get carried away.
Everybody hates on me when I say that.
But listen, man, that was a special display on Saturday night. He's able, he does something that I think a lot of people tell you not to do, which is kind of like lean back and get out the way. And, they always say don't pull back in boxing, but he's able to do it in a way that it works. It works. I mean, and that's not the only thing he does, but that's one of the things he does. And he's able to like make you miss by like an inch and make you pay on the receipt. You know what I mean? He catches and he shoots. He makes you pay. And he was amazing, man. Like I wouldn't even make fun of you anymore for saying that was a Mayweather level defense. I really wouldn't. I mean, Mayweather, of course, is still for me the best defensively, but what he showed on Saturday night, bro, you were right on point. Kind of like for the first time in your life, you were right, Gary. No, I'm kidding.
Here's my thing though with reason why he's able to lean back. Like they tell you not to do that, but when you're doing a pull counter, you're leaning back. You know what I'm saying? You're showing Mayweather, and that's a little bit of the Mayweather in him, because Mayweather, they don't do it exactly the same way, but it's the same thing. Mayweather likes to let you heal, and you got. I seen a whole breakdown of this. He leans in,
right?
Have the appearance that I'm closer than I really am.
Right.
Are placed back here. So when you go to punch, he can pull back this far, but he's still in distance to come back.
He's still in range. Yeah, he's still in range.
And it's tricky because only thing they're doing is manipulating your how you feel that they're in range, but they're really still. They know they're far enough out of range, and then his footwork is second to Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney still has the best footwork. That dude know how to move around the ring like flawless. But Shakur is right there with him. Shakur, you take a step forward, Shakur can get back easily 2 steps so quick, and he's out of range for you, and then come back in range. And it's like he just has it all, man. He got it.
I think
only thing I will say, one thing he's missing is just that dominant knockout type of instinct.
Yeah. Well, I think he could get it, but he's also fighting elite guys. He moved up in weight, so I'm not always expecting a knockout. But honestly, if he really put his foot on the gas, he might have been able to get Tio out of there. If I'm being honest, I think he could have maybe gotten Tio out of there if he put his foot on the gas.
It looked like he was going to put his foot on the gas though at one point.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say, one thing that really impresses me about Shakur, and by the way, if this is your first time joining us, please subscribe. Join the Fighters Rep. We do this every Monday, me and Ignorant Behavior at 7 p.m. Pacific for the Fighters Rep podcast. I'm dropping content almost daily about the sport of boxing. So please join, subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated. What I'm really impressed with, Gary, is his ability to fight at mid-range, on the inside. It's very effective aggression. You know what I mean? He's able to press forward and just make you miss. And it kind of bewilders the opponent, right? And, I would say it's very similar to Lomachenko, right? Who would, when he was fighting, when he was moving forward, Lomachenko was very hard to deal with. It's very similar to that. Lomachenko, was a bit smaller, but he was able to kind of do some of that against Teofimo Lopez in the second half of the fight. Maybe that's something Shakur, I'm sure Shakur with his intelligence probably picked up on that, but that's the way he fights anyway. He's able, especially in his recent fights, to walk guys down and just be like, it's got to be the most frustrating thing in the world, Gary. I mean, the guy's walking you down. He's right in front of you. You're throwing punches. And you can't hit him. He's like the Matrix, dude. He's like the Matrix. You there?
Yeah. I mean, for me, can you hear me? George, frozen? You see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I think everything's good on my end. So you might be on that. It might be. Is there a snowstorm down there in Miami? Maybe the Miami snowstorm is doing it to you.
Everything.
We're good here,
Let
champ.
me try some tech.
All right. But yeah, guys. So again, join us every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific. Really appreciate you guys being with us. We're talking about Shakur Stevenson. Listen, any comment you guys drop in the comment section, anything you want to say, we'll discuss it with you guys. We love to hear what you guys have to say. I thought it was one of the best performances really that I've ever seen from Shakur Stevenson. I think that was his best performance ever, and he saved it for the right time. I think Teofimo Lopez, I want to say he underperformed, but I don't know if he underperformed because it could have just been Shakur was just too damn good for him, and Shakur was definitely too good for the default Teofimo Lopez. Could he have done something different? I don't know. I mean, I think he needed to go into this fight with a few different game plans. Gary, we can see you. I see you waving. I see you turned off your microphone. I could see you, man, but your microphone's off. You muted yourself. There you go.
No, it's not mute no more. So you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hello?
Yep, can hear you.
All right. Okay. All right.
You're good.
All right. Good. My bad. I have a cat that jumped on the Wi-Fi over there.
Well, as long as I
go see the plug a little loose.
Well, as long as you get it the heck off the Wi-Fi. But yeah, what I was saying is, I mean, the guy's amazing in the way he could just walk forward and get out the way, Gary. Hello? Yeah, Gary, your connection, big dog.
Huh?
I think you need to connect. I think you need to connect to Wi-Fi,
I don't know
big dog.
what's wrong with my thing right now. I'm right by it. What the fuck, man? I don't know what's going on.
No, it's all good, dude. It's all good. Maybe disconnect and just sign in with your phone's data, because your picture is absolutely frozen, dude. But anyway, I'm gonna kick you out. You come back in when your shit's resolved, brother. So So yeah, guys, basically Shakur Stevenson to me, I mean, looked amazing, fighting middle distance, fighting on the inside. I did not expect what he did against Teofimo Lopez. I mean, I thought it could be Possible, but I thought Teofimo Lopez would at least put up a bit of a better fight than what we saw on Saturday night. I mean, Teofimo Lopez, he's a really good boxer. He was allegedly the bigger man, even though he didn't look to be the bigger man. He didn't look to be the bigger man on the night. I felt like Shakur Stevenson was just as big. Might have even looked a little bit bigger, to be honest. Might have even looked a little bit bigger than Teofimo Lopez to me. And Gary's still trying to get back into the chat, but I don't know. It's not working out for him. Yeah, so looked big, looked strong. I think Shakur Stevenson really could stay in the division. Hell, I think he's so skilled. He did Teofimo Lopez so dirty. He's so good. Man, I think he could continue to campaign at 140. I think he could campaign at 147. Hell, I think he could go up to 154, man. I mean, he's not super little. He's 5'8". He's got a decent reach. He's strong, and he's athletic and quick enough and has the technique, I think, to beat pretty much anyone. I mean, of course, it'll be a challenge if he moved up further, but I would not go back to 135 unless he has a huge payday or reason to go back down to 135. Excuse me. He looked fantastic at 140. And I would not go up to I would not go back to 135. I would stay at 140, or I would probably even, conquer 140, go up to 147 if I was the guy. I mean, he looked that good. Gary, are you back? Can you hear me?
I'm good, man. I switched what I was on because that wasn't working.
Maybe the little hamster fell off the wheel at AT&T,
I can't let them steal my joy right now, man. I gotta, this picture looks better anyway. It makes me look.
It does.
Sharper.
It does. So what I was saying again is, I think he's amazing the way he fights, the way he comes forward, the way he fights at middle distance on the inside. That's kind of a lost art. I think everybody wants to fight on the outside. We saw that with Andy Cruz. He wasn't able to get it done against Murataya, I think, because his inside game wasn't that good. Shakur's the real deal, man. He's the full package. Any comments?
See, this is what I also think with going along with what you're saying is that he can also fight off the back foot. You've seen him going forward a little bit more than he normally does, but he fights off the back foot excellent. I don't feel like Teo fights off the back foot excellent.
No.
I don't feel like that's his thing. And to what I was saying before is I think that Teo's a natural counterpuncher. I think so is Shakur. Teo had to be more the aggressor, which is he can do it. I've seen him do it, but that's not necessarily all. He likes to counter you, and Shakur likes the same thing. But Shakur, what stood out to me is his jab. It was nasty. I mean, him and Devin Haney, they have nasty jabs. Floyd Mayweather had a nasty jab. And jab is my favorite punch, to be honest with you, just because it's a defensive mechanism, plus it's also an offensive mechanism, and it does a lot of things. It does more to me. I know everybody doesn't do this. Like Roy didn't do it. Roy didn't throw many jabs, but he's an elite talent. Yeah. But I feel like everything comes behind a jab, and Shakur has a sharp jab, and he was killing Teo with that jab all night. I mean, really Teo one time got hit 3 times in a row with the jab. His head was like,
he was getting touched all night, and he was bleeding pretty bad too at the end there. And like we said earlier, man, I think Shakur, if he would have pressed on the gas a little bit, he could have gotten him out of there. I really think he could have gotten him out of there.
Yeah. He started to at one point, and then you hear his granddad saying, "Hey, chill," because you saw him picking up the punches, but he was still like, "Hey, yo, Teo's still Teo. He's still a little dangerous now."
His grandfather knows more than me, I guess, but I would have said, "No, bro, get his ass out of there." I would have said, "Get him out of there." Yeah, because I didn't see nothing coming back, especially at that point. He was a beaten man. There was nothing coming back. You know what I mean?
Mentally, he was gone.
Yeah, he was finished. So. And respect to him, man. Like, I don't want to say the guy's trash or anything like that. Like, a lot of people are trashing the guy. Like, the guy's a champ. The guy was a good fighter. But, he got schooled really bad in that fight, Gary. How many rounds would you say you would give Teo in that fight, if any?
0.
0?
0.
Yeah.
I know everybody wants to give him the 7, and yes, he did fight a little bit better, and yes,
Yeah.
Shakur did kind of let him get his shit off a little bit. I don't really think that he did anything too much that befuddled Shakur. He just, like, is even like Keyshawn said. He said, "I know Shakur. He took a round off.
Yeah.
He just let him. You know, you're so far ahead. You can risk like relaxing a little bit, but it didn't. Honestly, I don't even think that was 100% of Shakur Stevenson. That's the thing about it too.
Yeah.
I think that's like Shakur
Easy.
Stevenson on like 85%.
Yeah, that was easy for him. That was an easy fight for him.
I thought, and I mean, I don't want to sound too crazy, even because Patty got knocked down a couple times, but I feel like that's because Patty was going for it. Teo wasn't.
Oh, you mean Padley, the guy he fought last time, the electrician guy?
Yeah.
You know,
he fought. Padley gave him more work than Teo did.
He fought over the weekend and won like some European title. He's full time now.
Yeah, after Shakur, he's been winning.
You know, I thought he kind of looked good in the Shakur fight too. I didn't think he looked bad the first.
He gave it a go. Nah, he's a pretty solid fighter. Yeah, he's not no easy out. You know, and he's not an easy out. But I felt like he gave. I don't really think anybody gave Shakur problems to date, except for when he fought with a broken hand. But, yeah, when he broke his hand. Other than that, I thought most fights are pretty easy. But I felt like this one was easy, way too easy, considering the caliber of opponent that he was supposed to be facing. And
with every round that went by, I was getting so upset that I was going to have to see you on Monday.
and I was like, Mr. Right, I don't know. And I seen you talking yourself out of it. I seen you talking yourself out of picking Shakur. You had Shakur all the way up until this point. And you talked yourself right into.
I did.
Teo has a shot, and that was all that. And that was all that playing with yourself. You did. You're like a dog. When my dog gets the little pink thing is out, and he's like hopping around, and the thing is going crazy. But yeah, Shakur. I mean, it's just like I said. I felt his levels. I felt like Teo. I said it before the fight. He's like an A- to me. He's an A, but maybe the lower A tier.
Yeah.
Shakur is an A+, and I just felt like it was levels.
Gary is the same guy that beat Loma. It's the same guy that beat Josh Taylor. You know, he's got some good wins, man. Like, you know,
I don't think neither one of those guys. Like, here's the thing about Loma. Loma was smaller. We already mentioned that.
Yeah,
he's a smaller guy, so you already had that advantage.
And we also weren't sure if he actually beat him in that fight. Me and you weren't sure.
Yeah, I still said I thought Loma won, but it was a close enough fight that. I don't have a gripe with it. If Teo won, you say Teo won, it was close enough. Even if you said it was a draw, it was close enough. So, you know, but at the same time, though, even with Loma's also a guy who he doesn't fight he doesn't fight like Shakur. Even though Shakur is athletic, he doesn't really use his athleticism a lot. Yeah. He uses it in spurts and things like that. He doesn't really use it. Whereas Loma, he's using his athleticism. He's going side to side. He's coming forward. I don't really think Lomachenko fought good off the back foot. You know what I mean? When you pressed him and you got him moving back. When he was going forward and he was turning you and cutting you off and keeping you in the center ring, that's where he was at. But Teo's just as athletic as him in that department, if not more, in my opinion, more. You know, so he can keep up. He can kind of play that game. But when you got Shakur, he's not really moving around. He's not really doing all this fan stuff. He's in the pocket with you, walking you down. He's backing up, and you just can't hit him. And it's frustrating when you can't hit somebody. If you ever been in the ring with somebody you can't hit, it's the most frustrating thing.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, that's never happened to me. It's always been easy for me, but Gary, I'm sure you could tell us about it.
Hey, I ain't no shame in my game. I've been in there with you can't hit somebody.
I'm talking shit. I'm talking shit.
Yeah, I know. Of course.
The other thing I wanted to tell you, you know, I don't want to stay on this fight all night. I mean, other stuff happened, right?
Yeah.
But he was not small. He was big. Yeah, he was big.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. He wasn't small. He was just as big, maybe bigger. And I don't know if the move. I was talking about this when you were dealing with the hamsters over there. I don't know if the move is to move down to 135 again. I mean, why would you? What's the point?
Well, according to him before the fight, he was saying, I just can't be as big as those guys. Like, I picked Teo because Teo. All right, you got me on that one. Let's change the lingo here. All right.
Oh, geez.
So, I get it. I'm trying to think how to say this. Okay, he can't gain as much weight as they can and be to the side. Oh, that's bad too. Whatever. Pause. Anyway, he can't be to the size that they are or whatever. And he thought that Teo was actually a smaller 140 and that it wouldn't be so much discrepancy in the weight. And then, but I think the money at 140 is going to be calling him because it's a little money. It's some good fights. It's better fights than that 135, unless you're getting Tank.
Yeah.
Or maybe Lamont Roach. If Roach want to go back to 135, you fight that. They said they were going to fight. They said they will fight. I mean, it's an enticing fight. I don't think Lamont is going to win, but I told you, I thought Shakur was the best out of all of them, even Tank.
Yeah, I would if I were him, I would stay at 140, try to collect all the belts, and then move up to 147.
I would not go to 147.
Why?
If I were him.
Why?
If he's literally telling you he's too small for 140 at 147, that's an extra 7 pounds.
You agree with that?
Huh?
You agree with that?
I think he can fight at 140.
Yeah.
Now 147, I don't know. That might be going up a little bit. That might be biting off a little bit more than you can chew. But I would say if you're gonna go to 147, do like Bud did. Wait till later in your career. Wait till later in your career in the back end and go up.
Well, listen to this, right? These are the current champions at welterweight. Mario Barrios. Let me make a noise for me when you think one of these guys can beat Shakur Stevenson right now. Mario Barrios, Rolly Romero.
No.
No,
I'm just saying because he's huge.
No,
I was just because Rolly's at and he had like 154 now.
No, he's the 147 champ after he beat Ryan Garcia.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad. You're right. You're totally right. My bad.
Lewis Crocker, and then Devin Haney. Devin
Haney's the only one that has a chance. I'll give you that.
Chance.
I ain't gonna see. This is the problem I have though. I think Devin Haney, out of all those people, are the only ones that could have a chance to beat him. But I mean, not could, but probably has a high chance to beat him.
Yeah.
Mario Barrios now. He's bigger now. I know Tank knocked him out of a lower weight at 135, but he's already at 147. I don't think he's a great champion at 147. I think he's very beatable. Yeah. But I just worry about the size of being too much because he's not trash. He's a good fighter. He's a solid fighter. What, he only got 2 losses?
But do you see any of these guys able to beat the Shakur we saw on Saturday night?
Only Devin Haney.
You think you would pick Devin Haney in that fight?
If they went to 147, I would have to see Shakur fight at 147 and adjust that weight because the way they talking like Devin Haney getting up to 160 on fight night. And that's a lot of weight, like 160 with somebody as skilled as Devin Haney. Let's not make it seem like Devin Haney is like chopped liver. Devin Haney,
he's not chopped liver.
Even if it's at a lower weight, it's going to be a tough fight for Shakur because Devin Haney has.
But he's extremely, he doesn't engage that much.
I mean, it's going to be a boring fight between those two.
It's going to be terrible. But I think, I think
it's going to be a jab fest. I'll put it to you like that.
And I think Shakur is a bit sharper. But you're right. The weight comes into play. The weight comes into play.
I think Shakur is slightly a better boxer than Devin Haney. But I think but when you're slightly and you're much bigger, that can cause and he probably has a longer reach. I would think Devin Haney, and most people feel like Devin Haney has the best jab in boxing, and Shakur has a great one, but so does Devin Haney. So then, do we have a battle of the jabs? What is that? How does that work out at that point?
I felt like Loma gave Haney hell too, man. Loma gave Haney and Teo hell. And I felt like, I mean, I know the math doesn't always math, but I felt like Shakur beat Teo way easier than Loma beat Teo.
Yeah, way easier.
So I'm trying to make the math work, but I know styles make fights. That doesn't always work out that way, you know. But I feel like Shakur is a touch. I agree with you. I think he's a touch sharper than Haney. I think he's the sharpest guy right now with Bud gone. He's probably the sharpest guy. I think he's the sharpest guy in boxing, man. I think he's the best.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best in boxing, if not the best. It's between, again, him, the monster.
I want to see who you say. I want to see who you say so I can say who I want to say. Go.
Three guys? The three guys?
What you want to do? 3, 4, 5? How many want you to do?
4 are popping into my head. You know, I would
4.
say,
okay, go ahead. I want to hear the 3.
I would say Shakur for sure is up there. Bivol, I think Bivol deserves credit. I think Bivol is really good. And then Monster Inoue, Naoya Inoue, the Japanese guy.
I know you're talking about.
And I think Usyk, man. I think Usyk, you know, for a heavyweight to do what he's doing is kind of special, you know. I mean, I don't think he's going to be around much longer neither. But I think Shakur is up there with those guys, man. He's one of the best, if not the best one. You know, he's up there. In my opinion.
I personally, I think those are pretty much some of the things I'm wearing off on you.
Is there another? Well, I mean, I've always had those guys. Is there another guy though that we're missing?
I got Usyk.
What about Jesse Bam Rodriguez?
Bam, I didn't even say Bam. I thought about Bam too, but I would say Usyk. I would say Inoue. I would say Shakur, and far as Sharp, who it just went out my head. I was thinking about somebody else. Who'd you say? What was the other person you said?
Bivol.
I didn't have Bivol there, but now that you mentioned it, I think about it, I was like, well, he is. Yeah, Bivol is pretty.
He's nice, dude.
I mean, we're not talking about who's the better fighter. We're just talking about Sharp.
Even
who's the sharper fighter?
Even Shakur said he thought Bivol is like.
Yeah, no, Bivol is like that, and but I'm not talking about. I mean, I was just talking about sharpness. Who's a sharp? Like I feel like it's other fighters you could throw in that are great fighters, but like just sharpness on point, like all the time. I think I would have to throw Devin Haney in there. If you take out the Ryan Garcia fight, he just washed. He just went to 147, washed Norman Jr. Yeah, he watched him look great doing it. When he fought the other fight, I know it was a bad fight because all he did was box and move around. But it was so sharp. Nobody can when he's in that element, it's so hard to get to this guy, and he's so on point with the jab and the accuracy.
He kind of just stinks the place out, though. You know what I mean? He'll like hit you, do something, and then like almost like start running for the rest of the fight.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that when he fought when he moved to the 140 and he fought Prograde. When he fought Prograde, you didn't say that. I was the critic. I was the critic.
Yeah, you remember me. I was
you were sucking his
I was Team Haney. I was Team Haney more than anyone, dude. But then he did it against Jose Ramirez. That bullshit he did. And then he did it again, bro, with Norman. Like, he hit him in the beginning, in the second round, dropped him or whatever it was, and then just.
But I'm not saying he's better than these guys. I'm just talking about.
But that's not sharp. That's not sharp.
You can still be sharp and not be a killer.
I feel
Shakur is sharp. You just literally said Shakur could have stepped on the gas and took out Teo.
Yeah.
He didn't.
No, but listen,
he did. Same thing Devin Haney did. You can't let Shakur off and you saying this about Devin Haney.
But who is getting after it more, Shakur or Devin Haney, bro? Like, Shakur was getting after it, dude, against Teo. Like, he bloodied him up. He was whipping his ass, dude.
Yeah.
Devin Haney would not fight. I don't think Devin Haney would fight like that. And I want him to.
Yeah.
But I don't think he does.
No, I get where you're going. Well, the last time he did against Ryan Garcia, he got beat up. Now, obviously, Ryan Garcia was on steroids.
Yeah, so that doesn't count for me. I don't even.
Yeah, but I'm saying though,
I don't hold that fight against him. I don't hold that fight against him.
No, I'm not saying you hold it against him, but it happened.
So
but
it's
it
like,
happened against a guy on performance enhancing drugs, so I don't count it. I can't count.
no, but you're not letting me tell you what I mean by it happened. It's like you're a lawyer, George. I'm gonna go in your field. You're a lawyer, and when they say or what they say, what you guys say, like overrule, or no, not overrule the judge, like objection, and the judge say sustained or overruled or whatever, and they said, and they tell the jury, you didn't hear that, like the jury didn't hear that. So with Devin Haney, even though it got removed from his record and we know the guy cheated, I got hit and I still felt that. I got knocked down and wobbled. I got beat up, and a lot of people had concerns that, hey, is he going to be the same fighter?
Yeah.
How does he recover from after that? That's what I mean about it still happened to him.
Yeah.
So that next fight, you got to give him a break on the next fight. He's kind of he's kind of like getting his confidence back.
Like AJ was after Andy Ruiz. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So my point to you is it happened. So you had to give him a fight or two to get back his confidence. Now I think he's fully confident again. But after getting dropped 3 times, I feel like he just wanted to get through a fight, win it, make it easy, and get through it. Yeah. Now he's calling himself Debo because he just knocked down Norman. Yeah, and he's like, I'm Debo Haney. And I think I'll slow down, pump the brakes now. Pump the brakes. But he's getting his confidence back. So that's the only thing I'm saying is, like, after that, you had to give him that fight to be a stinker. He just wanted to get a win.
That's a good point. By the way, guys, before we hit the next topic, please subscribe, join the channel. We greatly appreciate you here at Fighters Rep. Become a part of Knucklehead Nation by joining, subscribing, getting your merchandise in the link below. Any super chats are greatly appreciated. Gary, next up, Keyshawn Davis, bro. Exactly what we thought. We said, while somebody in the chat was saying, no, Jermaine Ortiz this, Jermaine Ortiz that. I looked up, I saw that comment. I looked at you, Gary. I said, Keyshawn's going to destroy that boy. You said, yup. And that's exactly what happened as Keyshawn Davis got after it after a pretty long hiatus and missing weight and everything else, and showed that he didn't lose not one iota of that killer instinct.
Yeah.
And did you see that body shot that he landed in the 12th round that shook the whole guy's rib cage? I mean, I said, damn, bro. I mean, Keyshawn is that guy, dude.
That was the only way he was going to stop Jermaine Ortiz, because Jermaine Ortiz was given a lot of movement, wouldn't stop moving. And to me, I just feel like he doesn't deserve any more title shots.
Yeah.
Any more big fights like that. And not because he's not a good boxer, not because he's not fast or whatever. I just feel like he gets in these big fights and he doesn't come to win.
No, he doesn't.
To fight that way. And you knew you lost against Teo fighting that way.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. If you're Jermaine Ortiz's coach, and he listens to you, do you think that fight could have gone differently? Like, let me tell you what I mean. I saw him having some success in there, but he wouldn't push the issue. Like, he kept getting on his bike and moving around, and he'd land some good shots and have some success. And then he'd get on his bike and move. His style is just weird to me, dude. I don't like it.
Did he land some good shots?
I mean, I'm not saying he would have beat Keyshawn, but he would have had a much better chance.
No. I'm saying the reason why I said did he land some good shots, because this is one of the things I felt watching the fight. Those weren't shots to hurt anybody. Those were back to what we said when we talked about the fight between Cruz and who did he fight? I can't remember that guy. Morataya. Cruz and Morataya. Is that you're still fighting like an amateur. And Cruz has an excuse because he's new to the pro game and all this. But you can't tell me that Jermaine Ortiz has been in the pros for a while. You're throwing pity pat punches. You're not doing anything to deter Keyshawn. I don't think he really ever gave Keyshawn something to go, oh, whoa, okay, watch out for that. It was more scoring punches. He's moving because One thing I
disagree. I disagree.
Okay.
I thought a couple times he landed some meaningful stuff, but he just doesn't. It's amateur in that he doesn't follow up on it. He starts moving around.
But this is the thing, though. This is what I was taught, and I'm just, basically,
yeah.
When a guy is hitting and already looking to make his next move, like move around, escape, he's not sitting on a punch because he's worried about more landing the punch and getting away.
Yeah,
and,
I could see that.
And so you're not really sitting down on a punch and really giving a guy a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, who? Because like I said, I told my cousin because he, that's one of the things he was telling me because he said at one point when he was doing the amateur, he wasn't getting the knockouts that he wanted. He was winning, but not getting the knockouts he wanted sometimes. Or, amateur, I know you're not really looking for knockouts, but, he's trying to punish people, really get to people. And he was like, and they were saying, because he was fast, you're moving too fast. You're not sitting on the punches and really laying into it. You're too busy worrying about getting around the guy, getting to the next move or whatever. And you're not really laying into the guy. And that's just what I see for Jermaine Ortiz. Because I don't think Keyshawn was ever afraid of his power. And with a guy like Keyshawn is coming to hunt, because all he did was stalk him the whole night and walk him down to try to punish him. And to a guy like Keyshawn, you got to back him off sometime. It's great that you can run around the ring all day, but you're not going to win the fight that way. And I even heard somebody say,
because he's one of those guys that you can't run from him all night. He's Jason, bro. That guy's Jason Voorhees, bro. He's gonna come get you, and that's what I love about him, man. I love that about him. Now, it does make it more risky. It does mean he's going to get hurt more and hit more, but I think that's what fight fans love, right? They love a style, I think, like Keyshawn. And the cool part about Keyshawn, besides that, is he's skilled too. Like, he's got skills too.
Yeah, he got good defense. He got really good defense.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I agree with you. I think Ortiz, if he's ever going to get a title shot again, he's got to earn it. He's got to go back to the drawing board and stop fight. He's got to change the way he fights to like you said, sit in there a little bit, sit on the punches, get in the pocket, be willing to fight a little bit and not just jump around, move around. It's one thing to make a guy look bad, and it's another thing to win. It's different things.
Yeah.
So
you might lose me in a second here, George. Running out of battery. But anyway,
it's always something with you. It's always something with you.
I had the thing charged and it wasn't working right, so now I had to switch.
I'm gonna send you some solar power and a fresh hamster to get the fucking wheel going on over there. Lastly, okay, since we might lose you soon, Shushu Carrington, man, that was another fun fight too. I thought that was.
I like that fight. That was a good fight.
I thought Castro didn't do bad neither, man. I thought he kind of probably let him off the hook a little bit. Oh, you turned sideways on me.
Yeah, man.
Did I lose you? Now you're sideways with your mouth open, big dog. Holy shit. Anyway, looks like we lost Gary. But yeah, I thought Shushu Carrington, guys, I thought he looked really good. I thought Castro looked pretty good. He had some success early on in the fight. At one point, he hurt Carrington, and I thought he let him off the hook. And he, I'm sure, Carrington made him pay for that later on. And I'm talking about a sequence where he kind of hit Carrington on the side of the head. Carrington made it seem like he got hit in the back of the head, like he kind of like rubbed the back of his head or the side of his head. I mean, he was hurt, and then was able to recover, come back, and put on a devastating combo on Castro. Like, it was a vicious finishing sequence. So I thought he looked really good. And that was very entertaining. I mean, he's entertaining, as is Abdullah Mason, as is Keyshawn Davis. And I thought Shakur was entertaining too on Saturday, but typically not so much. I thought he was entertaining because everybody wanted to see this fight so bad and what happens, and he was very aggressive on Saturday, but intelligently aggressive. So exciting night of fights. I also wanted to briefly touch on Josh Kelly, man. An amazing fight against Bakram Murtazaliev, a fight that I think pretty much everybody thought Bakram was going to win. I know it looks like Gary's back in here, but he's not.
No.
Are you? Oh, okay. Here you are. There you are. So yeah, it was
All right,
a fight that
again.
Bakram. It was a fight that Bakram Murtazaliev, everybody expected him to win, but Josh Kelly able to get the win at home. Was there a little bit of favoritism or hometown cooking? I don't know. I thought Josh Kelly did the better work, but I thought it was a very close fight. But Gary, we were talking about Shushu, man. I was saying, I thought in the beginning of the fight, Castro actually hurt him to like the side of the head, hit him with a good shot, lit him off the hook a little bit. I'm sure he was worried about what was coming back, but that he made him pay for that at the end. And that finishing sequence, Gary, looked like something out of a video game, dude. It was like a 5-punch killer instinct combo and just put the guy's lights on. That was vicious, dude.
I just want to give Castro his credit because early on, no, I'm serious. Early on, it looked like Shushu was just going to run away with the fight early on. He was in control. He was looking nice. And then all it took was one shot. Castro hit him. Yeah. And then it buzzed him for a minute, got him in some trouble. And then Castro actually switched up his game plan. It took Shushu a few rounds to kind of adjust and get back, But for us, I think Castro had about maybe 3 rounds where you were like, uh-oh, did he figure Shushu out? And then Shushu kind of adjusted and then got him up out of there. And that was a nasty knockout. That was
dirty, dude.
Once they showed the replay, I said he's not getting back up from that. He's not.
That was brutal. And that was exciting, man. That was exciting.
3 times on the way down.
Bro, that was exciting. I love that. Yeah. And that was a really good fight. I'm not sure so you didn't catch Josh Kelly versus Murtazaliev, right? I'm not sure if you saw that one.
No. But
or the Xander
before we go to that, I just want to ask you one question. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Real quick, before we go to that, I just want to ask you one question.
Yeah, go.
What did you think about Keyshawn and Devin Haney? And we didn't speak about that at all.
Oh, the drama where they were fighting each other or whatever?
No, Keyshawn was saying he wanted to fight Devin Haney next.
Oh man, I wanna see that because Keyshawn's gonna come. Keyshawn's gonna try to come get you, man. You can run all day. He's gonna try to come get you, So that would be an interesting fight.
Devin Haney said, "Let's do it." Did you see that? Devin Haney said, "Let's do it."
I want to see that. Well,
you go about Josh Kelly real quick. Go ahead.
No, that's a really good fight. So, did you get a chance to watch Kelly versus Murtazaliev at all, or no?
Actually, I didn't. I missed that fight. Okay.
How about Xander Zayas?
Baby fight, which I can replace.
Yeah. How about Xander Zayas versus Barao? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. Only fights I saw Big Baby. I saw the Big Baby fight against that was terrible. I'm sorry.
That was terrible. That was
terrible.
I
seen that. That was a waste of time.
And the most action-packed part of that was his damn hairpiece coming off, which is just absolutely ridiculous, bro.
That was the best part of the fight. That was oh my God. That had to be the most embarrassing thing. I don't know how you keep fighting after that. How do you keep fighting after that? And I mean, it happened from a punch. You see the thing goes.
Oh my God, Gary, that's ridiculous, dude. Gary, I'm gonna get you one of those. You look like you need one of those right now, big dog.
Hey, I might need one because it's going back. I'm getting the Stephen A going right back nasty, man.
Oh my God, dude.
Anyways, what happened with Josh Kelly? Because I didn't see the fight. I didn't even know what happened with the fight.
Josh Kelly, I think you would kind of like Josh Kelly too. He's very
before.
What's that?
I've seen Josh Kelly before.
Yeah, he fights in a way that's kind of like a technical moving around. I would say kind of like Haney, but he's not, he's not as good as Haney yet. He's slick. He moves around. He did a lot of it, and at times he was running from Murtazaliev, who's a big, strong puncher, right? He's the guy that knocked out Tim Tszyu, So you kind of gotta be. He was the champ. He knocked out Tim Tszyu and became the champ. So you gotta or was the champ. So you got to be careful with the guy. So Kelly was not trying to engage with him like that. But in spurts, he would do it, right? He would come, he'd hit him with a counter, he'd move around, he'd turn him, he'd hit him a couple times. Like it was some good boxing for sure. And it was a close fight. But it was a big win for the kid because people wrote him off after he lost to Avatizian. Do you remember Avatizian? That he was that Armenian guy that that Bud knocked out in the 8th round in Omaha or something.
No, I think it was earlier than that though.
Maybe I don't remember.
I think it was like 6th round.
It might have been. You might be right, but that's what I remember the guy by. But he's a tough guy. Like Avatizian was a quality tough guy. He's like he's always been a top, I don't know, 10, 15 kind of guy.
10,
and
I think
and he beat up Josh Kelly. So a lot of people weren't sure like if this kid was ever going to live up to his potential because they always saw him as this like slick, amazing boxer. He's going to be, he's so flashy, this and that, pretty boy.
Do you think he beat up Josh Kelly all the folk? Because Josh Kelly early in the fight was doing good against him, if I remember correctly.
Avatizian?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, but he ended up, Avatizian ended up breaking him down. He ended up breaking him down and getting him out of there. I think he got him out of there. So, a lot of like it's a kind of a feel good thing, because a lot of times a guy loses one time and that's it. They're never gonna amount to anything. But he won this title against Murtazaliev, a guy who everybody thinks is like kind of like the boogeyman at 154. He's a big puncher. He's knocked out Tim Tszyu. Nobody wants to fight him because he's low reward, high risk, low reward.
Yeah.
And so it was cool I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, I felt bad for Murtazaliev, obviously, but I thought it was cool that Josh Kelly, kind of got out of those ups and downs and became a champion. It's interesting now that 154-pound division, Gary, because you got Xander Zayas there too. And you got Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis. And that division is crazy, Gary, if that division gets going, man, if those guys fight each other. Because really, I mean, it's probably out of all those guys, it's probably Boots Ennis the best one. But I would say Virgil Ortiz. I think Virgil Ortiz can beat Boots Ennis on a good night. I think he can. And then Josh Kelly, I don't think he's as good as those two, but I think he could put up a fight. So can Murtazaliev. So it's a lot of bodies in that division that if they actually fight each other.
Sebastian
Fundora, right? So if they actually fight each other, it would be exciting.
Keith Thurman is still there.
What's that?
I said Keith Thurman is still there. I just thought about it.
Damn, man, you're right. So right now the champs, WBO Xander Zayas, and he's also WBA because he unified against Abbas Barou on Saturday night. Josh Kelly's the IBF. Sebastian Fundora is the WBC. Boots Ennis is the WBA interim junior middleweight champ, and Virgil Ortiz. Dude, imagine those 6 guys having like a Super 6. I'll watch that, bro. I'll watch every one of those fights.
Hell yeah, I'll watch every last one of them.
That'd be a great. That'd be a great tournament.
What's crazy is we just forget about Tim Tszyu. We forget about
and Tim Tszyu's a beast, dude.
And Tim Tszyu forget about that. Errol Spence is now talking about fighting Tim Tszyu. So he's in there. So it's I don't know how good Errol Spence is anymore, how good Tim Tszyu is anymore, or how good Keith Thurman is anymore. So I get it, but they're still big names.
Yeah.
I will watch it.
Sure would, bro. I definitely
Thurman,
would.
As much as he's been off, he looked good in his last fight.
Who's that?
Keith Thurman.
Oh yeah, he looked really good in that last fight.
But it's like he doesn't fight, man.
I know.
It's the most frustrating thing, man.
I know, man. That guy had so much talent, dude. That guy had so much talent, bro. One time, that guy was exciting, bro. One time, Gary, Florida boy, baby, let's go.
He was nice. Anyway, man, he's nice, but he's not gonna never get the recognition he could because he just after the Pacquiao was like it just all fell apart. And I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Gary, that's pretty much all I've got for him this Monday. We've been on here about an hour. I appreciate you joining me. Anything you want to leave your people of Knucklehead Nation with, Gary, before we get going?
Sorry with the Ocho Cinco camera work today. Get the El Gato. I just think got the El Gato on there.
Oh, shit. Well,
But,
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us,
appreciate
guys.
all you guys, man.
Appreciate you guys, and join us again every Monday 7. We'll see you guys soon.
I'll be Mr. Right tomorrow.